Man, what a weekend. A lot of shit went down this weekend. CNN finally fired Chris Cuomo, not on morals and principles. He didn't get fired because no one watched his bullshit show. Hell, no one watches CNN anyway. Chris Cuomo was fired because the media pressure was not going away. Once the woke media turned on him, starting with that article in The Atlantic last Wednesday or Thursday, Chris Cuomo's days at CNN were numbered. It was over. It was a great weekend in college football and the NFL. Now, that being said, there is a major problem right now in the NFL. The talent, the product on the field is phenomenal, but it's being ruined in a lot of cases by some of the worst officiating that I have ever seen. I don't say that as an exaggeration. NFL officiating this season is the worst it's ever been, even worse than Jeff Triplett, who is considered by most to be the worst official in NFL history. Over the weekend, the NFL front office admitted that officials botched that call in the third quarter of the Saints game Thursday night. They called a blindside block when clearly it wasn't. That one call, it's not the reason the Saints lost, but it definitely impacted the game and it impacted the outcome of the game. It was the second time in a matter of weeks that this has happened to the Saints. Poor officiating cost them that game against the Titans. Yesterday in Pittsburgh, NFL officials screwed up again, even after reviewing the play. Big Ben connected on a deep pass, I believe it was to Chase Claypool. Clearly, it was a catch. Call gets reviewed. The official said it was an incomplete pass. How the hell can you get it wrong after reviewing it? The problem isn't just the botched calls. Officials are going to make mistakes. They're human. The problem is there is no recourse. There are no consequences for blatantly bad calls. If a coach or a player criticizes NFL officials, they are heavily fined. If an NFL official screws up a call or multiple calls, nothing happens. The league needs to get this fixed immediately. The product on the field is too good for it to be ruined by poor officiating. Enes Kanter also made headlines this weekend again. Enes Kanter is on a one-man mission to right the wrongs of the NBA, but this time his target landed outside the NBA. Hell, his target is not even living in the country at the moment. Enes Kanter set his sights on Jeremy Lin this weekend. Jeremy Lin hasn't played in the NBA in over 2 years. I've always felt bad for him. I feel his NBA career was killed off before it even got started. Jeremy Lin took the league by storm back in 2012. With Carmelo Anthony injured, Lin led the Knicks to a 9-3 record before the All-Star break. The New York media and the fans in New York City fell in love with Jeremy Lin. He literally became an overnight celebrity. Many of the stars, though, in the locker room in New York, they resented him for it. He ended up hurting his knee, I think it was in March or April, right before the playoffs, was lost for the season. Now, before that, the Knicks had actually fired Mike D'Antoni, who ran a system that complemented Jeremy Lin's strengths. James Dolan, doing what James Dolan does, screw things up, he ends up letting him walk in free agency that summer. The star power of Jeremy Lin faded into the background. But anyway, he hasn't played in the NBA since 2019. In that time, Jeremy Lin has been playing in the Chinese Basketball Association with the Beijing Ducks. This was the point of contention for Enes Kanter. Here is what he tweeted yesterday about Jeremy Lin. Quote, "Shame on you, Jeremy Lin. Haven't you had enough of that dirty Chinese Communist Party money feeding you to stay silent? How disgusting of you to turn your back against your country and your people. Stand with Taiwan. Stop bowing to money and dictatorship. Morals over money, brother," end quote. You know, you guys know I have supported Enes Kanter the last couple of months. I admire his courage. He is the only person in the NBA using his platform to speak out against China. But I'll be honest with you. I'm getting a little bit concerned with Enes Kanter. He's starting to become a caricature, changing his last name to Freedom. I don't know. It's just a bit over the top, but to each his own. The thing that worries me with Enes Kanter, he has the right message. But when you start to become a caricature, people quit taking you seriously. Here's the problem with him calling out Jeremy Lin. Number one, China or Taiwan, That's not Jeremy Lin's country. The dude was born in Torrance, California. Now, I know California resembles China politically, but Jeremy Lin is an American. Number two, Jeremy Lin is not accepting blood money. At least he hasn't to my knowledge. I couldn't find any evidence of it. I mean, he did have an endorsement deal with Nike back in 2012, but he ended it 2 years later. During his rise to fame, Jeremy Lin actually turned down most endorsement deals. We give shit to LeBron James and the NBA about China because of the hypocrisy of it. LeBron wants to call out mythical injustices here in America, but stays silent when it comes to China. Jeremy Lin's not doing that. He's not a hypocrite. He's not over in China collecting a paycheck, calling out racial injustices here in America. You want to talk about someone who endured actual racial injustice? It was Jeremy Lin. He was constantly ridiculed throughout his rise in the NBA. Floyd Mayweather claimed Jeremy Lin was only a star because he's Asian, and that black players do the same thing he does every night and don't get the praise for it. There were several instances with ESPN where they used his race against him. Yeah, ultra woke ESPN was accused of racism when it came to Jeremy Lin. Jason Whitlock, a guy I respect, even he made an off-color remark about Jeremy Lin back in 2012. After a big game, Jason Whitlock said, "Some lucky New York City lady will feel a couple of inches of pain tonight," obviously using the stereotype that Asian dudes have small dicks. If anyone knows what it's like to feel ostracized because of his race, it's Jeremy Lin. Now, did he lash out? Did he turn himself into a victim? Did he pull a LeBron, claim he was afraid to leave his house? No. Jeremy Lin took it like a man, kept moving. He didn't victimize himself. Now let's get to the part from Enes Kanter where he talks about Jeremy Lin needing to put his morals over money. The issue with that statement is you could say the same thing about Enes Kanter. Jeremy Lin is paid by the CBA, or the Beijing Ducks. Enes Kanter paid by the NBA, Boston Celtics. The NBA takes in around $8 billion in revenue every year. $5 billion comes from China. In essence, if you wanted to, you could make the argument that Enes Kanter is accepting money over morals. He's accusing Jeremy Lin of doing the same thing he's doing. And look, I'm not saying Enes Kanter is wrong for making a living in the NBA. I mean, let's be real. We may not agree with the actions of the Chinese government, but it is impossible not to support it in one way or another financially. Everything is made in China. This shirt I'm wearing right now, made in China. That camera, this microphone, the chair I'm sitting in, all made in China. My point is, it is impossible not to spend money on Chinese products, but it doesn't mean you endorse their government. Like I said, it is the hypocrisy of the NBA that's the issue. Their refusal to speak out against China while they constantly speak out against America. Jeremy Lin's not doing that. I don't think he's ever said anything political. I feel like Enes Kanter missed the mark. I'm just speculating here. Enes Kanter has been attacked by many in the woke media for only calling out black athletes. Jamel Hill attacked him over the weekend for it. He's called out LeBron James, called out Michael Jordan. His targets have mainly been African American players in the NBA. Now, did he pick Jeremy Lin to assuage some of that criticism? I don't know. But this one, it just kind of came out of left field. If Enes Kanter wants to see Jeremy Lin more vocal, if he wants to see him speak up for the people of Taiwan, that's one thing. But calling him out for making a living in China because he can't make a living in the NBA right now, I think Enes Kanter missed the mark. I don't think evil CCP, or CCP money, I should say. I don't think evil CCP money is keeping Jeremy Lin silent. Jeremy Lin has always been silent. But let me know what you guys think. Did I miss the mark here? Is Enes Kanter right about Jeremy Lin? Like I said, I support Enes Kanter in what he's doing. I just don't agree with him here. Give me your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.